Welcome, people. We are back at it again with another video. Before I get into the content for today, please just do a few things now. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, subscribe now, and then when you're done with that, hit the bell notifications so that you can be notified once I've uploaded. Now, this preview was meant to come out yesterday, and I was filming yesterday after my test, right? I had a test in the evening, right? Cool. So then I was filming after my test, and then load shedding hits, and I didn't know that there was going to be load shedding. And when your room goes dark, at that point, you can't film anymore, bro. It's an L. You can't film anymore. So I just went out right to the party that I was planning to go to anyway. And then when I got back, I was quite tired, and I felt that if I filmed at that time, the quality that I was going to deliver wouldn't be as good, right? So I said to myself, you know what, let me rest and then wake up at a reasonable time, film and get the video out before the game. Now, let's get into the content without further ado. We're playing Nottingham Forest, right, at the bridge, right, at 4 o'clock in South Africa. That will be South African time, and then 3 o'clock kickoff in the UK. Cool. So, who should play? Who shouldn't play? Who can't play? Let's first deal with the injury list. On the injury list, we have Benoit Badeshile, right? We have Armando Broja. We have Marcus Bettinelli. We've got Wesley Fofana. We got Reece James. We've got Christopher Nkunku. Who else? We've got Trevor Chalobah. I swear I'm forgetting a name. I swear I'm forgetting a name because I remember there being 9 people out. But anyways, then Lavia seems like he'll be unavailable because his conditioning is not where he needs to be. So not necessarily an injury, but he looks to be unavailable. Now, for Misha Mudryk, right? He was on the injury list for last week, right? And for this week, it seems as though he might play, but I'm unconvinced because the way that Mauricio Pochettino was talking about him, it seems as though he's not ready physically. What I mean by that is because Mudryk's injury wasn't a long-term injury. It was a short-term injury that ruled him out for a few days. But now what Pochettino said in his press conference yesterday is that Mudryk has been kind of struggling with this little issue with injury, right? So before preseason even, he was playing in the under-21 Euros. And what happened was he only played one game in the Euros because of the injury, right? So that happened. He had a little break, right? And then he came back for preseason, right? And you can see that that could cause a problem down the line. And that is actually a very good explanation as to why he hasn't been playing very much in the early part of the season. So I understand it. And it also might indicate why his performances his performance in his limited minutes hasn't been where it needed to be. So yeah. But anyways, so we've dealt with who can't play, right? As for our new signing from Manchester City, right, the young Cole Palmer, I'm not sure that he will play because Pochettino was saying he needs time to adapt to his new setting, his new teammates, his new role now at Chelsea. So I don't think he'll play. If he plays, he'll play maybe 5-10 minutes. So yeah. Now let's get into who can play. In goal, I'm going with Robert Sanchez because we don't really have another option. Bettinelli's injured, like I said. Our new goalkeeper Petrovic, I think he still needs to get his work permit. Yeah, I think he still needs to get his work permit after his transfer from the MLS. So yeah, because he's not an English international, he's a Serbian international. So yeah, Sanchez starts, even though he has not inspired confidence in me until this point in time. But maybe he will start delivering. Maybe this is the day he starts delivering. So yeah, let's see what he can do. At right back, Malo Gusto for sure, easy. Reece James is out, right? We already know this. But even if he wasn't out, I think maybe Malo would probably start simply because him and Sterling, they're cooking something. Those two need to play together on the right-hand side again. Right centre back, I would go Thiago Silva, right? He's one of the best players in the squad, one of the most talented players in the squad, and he's a leader, bruv. He starts, for sure he starts. Like, who else do you want to play there, Oh, also, I'm going with a 4-2-3-1. I know Poch has been using a back three, like, consistently this season, but I like to see him go back to what he was doing in preseason with the 4-2-3-1. I think, or a 4, yeah, a 4-2-3-1. That's what I'd like to see from him, like what he was doing in preseason. I think that is going to work for us long term. I don't really like the back three, right? If he starts with the back three today, Disasi starts right at um right centre back, I won't be mad. I won't be mad as long as we win. But I'd really, really like to see a back four. That's what I want. So that's what I'm going with in this preview. Cool. So yeah, Thiago Silva at right centre back. Left centre back, easy, Levi Colwill. You know, since he's coming to the Chelsea side, you can see the good that he does. Defensively, he's solid, he's on point, his positioning is good, he has a decent amount of speed, he's very good on the ball. His dribbling is actually good for a centre back, right? And then also his passing range is also very, very good. Fantastic. So he starts. At left back, easy Ben Chilwell, vice captain, he's a leader, he starts. And then in the double pivot, who have we got in the double pivot? I'm gonna go with Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, right? Now, you might think, put Fernandez in the 10, right? And then Gallagher in the 6. It actually doesn't matter that much because what you might find is that on paper, it looks like there's a double pivot of Caicedo and Fernandez. But then in practice, you might find that the double pivot is Caicedo and Gallagher and then Fernandez in the 10. So it doesn't really matter that much. But Fernandez starts, Caicedo starts, let's go. Caicedo actually played very well last time at the bridge. Well, he played well. Let me not say he played very well. He played well. You know, it was a good, solid showing from him. You know, it wasn't absolutely amazing, but it was nothing that you can look at and say he was poor. So yeah, shout out to him. Now, with the three midfielders behind the striker, right? In the 10, I'll go Gallagher, right? Easy. Him and Enzo can interchange, so it's really not that deep, you know what I'm saying? Gallagher's been good for us this season. And I saw a clip of someone speaking about what he does for the team, and what they said is that basically what he does is because he's doing all this dirty work, right? It enables people like Enzo Fernandez and Sterling to attack freely and not have to worry about defensive issues. So yeah, he's very much overhated and underrated. So yeah, he definitely starts. He's been good for us. Now, who am I playing on the left? Who am I going to play on the left? I'm going to play Noni Madueke on the left. Now, I know he's a right winger, right? I know that's his preferred position, but I want him on the left. The reason that I want him on the left is because I want Sterling on the right, right? Now, I had to think about this, right? I want Madueke to play, but at the same time, I want Sterling to play on the right, and Madueke plays on the right. So the only compromise that can be made, really, is for Madueke to play on the left. I want Sterling to play on the right because I want him and Malo Gusto to cook again, right? And even if he wasn't necessarily cooking with Malo Gusto, right, I think being on the right, it suits him. So let's continue with him on the right and let's just see how it plays out. And I think it might be a winning formula. So he plays on the right, Madueke on the left. And then striker position, easy. The man who scored his first Chelsea goal, right, against Luton last week. None other than Nicolas Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Now, the team that I've presented is a good team. It's a very, very good team. You know what I'm saying? I think we will have Palace under control. Not Palace, sorry. I think we have what it takes to have Nottingham Forest under control. I don't think we're gonna have any surprises and stuff like that. So we should be able to beat them. I'm thinking score prediction 2-0. 2-0, I think. 2-0, I think, is nice and conservative. It's nothing too crazy, you know. And Palace, I mean, not Palace. Why do I keep saying Palace? Forest are a good side. So I don't want to be like, oh, 3-0, 4-0. Nah, it's not going to be that, fam. It's going to be a young 2-0, and that's that. Now, they do have danger man, right? Well, they do have one particular danger man, right? His name is Taiwo Awoniyi, right? He's Nigerian, right? And I saw some crazy stat that he scored in his last 7 Premier League games or something like that, which is a bit mad. But it looks like he's injured because I saw this headline which said that It's looking shaky as to whether he'll be able to play for his nation, right? During the international friendly break. So that kind of indicates to me that he might not be available for Forest today, but we'll see what happens. If he does play, then Colwell and Silva just need to make sure they keep him on lock. And then from there, who else do they have that I know for sure is a baller? I think he plays at right back, Serge Aurier, right? He's playing at Forest now, but he used to play for Spurs, bro. And he scored against us when we've played Forest last season, so he could be a danger. What else? Brennan Johnson has left. I believe that Brennan Johnson has left, right? He was one of their forwards. He's gone to Spurs now. So that's somebody that we don't have to worry about. But even so, like, they could surprise us. So we must be ready for all of their players, because any of their players could have a really, really good game and could punish us if we're not careful. So we just need to be ready for all of them. And then, yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. I'll see you later, guys, with the match review. Will it be straight after the game or not? That depends on load shedding. I don't know, but let's see. Up the Blues, up the Chelsea. Let's get a win today.